This I believe. Life is harder than it looks. When I started high school 4 years ago, I fell in love, and it was just like the movies. So when he looked me in the eyes and told me I was worthless, I didn't run. I whispered how much I loved him. Being with him hurt. It was like my heart was being squeezed every time I was with him. But being away from him was a sharp, stabbing pain, a dull, throbbing ache that rattled my bones, and everyone told me that I could do better. But how can you do better than your one true love? He messed me up for almost 2 years, and I never stopped him. That's when it became obvious that the people who you surround yourself with and think will support you and be in your life forever, the ones you can't imagine your life without, are the ones who first let you fall. Those friends who told me they loved me and then ran at the first sight of danger were always the people who I would take the bullet for. People will tell you that those people don't matter. They will look at you in the eye and tell you you are worth so much more than what life has handed you. But when it's 2 a.m. and you're splitting under the weight of all the lives you weren't living, you don't think about your self-worth. You think about how the cracks in your life have started to dig into your skin. So I broke up with him. I stopped caring about everything and everyone, and I focused on me. I wound myself so tight, ran myself so thin that I snapped. And not one person was surprised. It was almost as if they were all watching, waiting for it to happen. So when I was choking on air and my tears, when my world fell apart around me, when an earthquake shattered the illusion I built around myself, I showed everyone just how broken I actually was. But instead of digging up the roots I had built and throwing me out, my sister held my hand and became the person who I could count on. My mom built me up and told me I was good enough. I was smart enough. I was enough. My entire perspective on life changed. Now I'm happy, but sometimes I close my eyes and the pounding in my head sounds like tidal waves. Everything can turn into chaos under 2 seconds. I wanted to forget why I was the person I was, but you can never erase. Every challenge is a brick in the house of your life. You can't just remove the foundations and expect the rest to remain standing. You can only change the parts of yourself when your back is so far into the wall that you have no other choice but to finish what you've started. I was destroyed in the most beautiful way possible, and I reconstructed myself into someone I wanted to be all along. Sometimes the hardest thing about life is forgetting who you once were and becoming who you want to be. Life is so much harder than it looks, but I appreciate every day I have here.